telling them. They're telling my followers that I've started a live video. Hooray! Yo, what up? Welcome, Ryan Comedy. What's going on? Piano Dag, what up? Tommy Goodlove, Delfino Ginger Fading, what's up, y'all? Welcome back on another Monday night. Tomorrow is voting day. Tomorrow is election day. Fab, yo, what up, son? How you been? I'm chilling, man. I am chilling. Bethany's Adventure and Usman, what's going on? Peace. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you get out and rock the vote. Giselle Victoria, what up? Amber, what up? Pure Jump Shot, what up? Hey, man, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. Everybody's asking how I'm doing. I'm good. You know, I will be happy when the whatever the results are. You elect me for president. Thank you. Rage, what up? New York Comedy Club in the building representing. Are they still doing the shows on the roof? Or did the temperature? It's too cold to do shows outside, huh, Rachel? Giselle Victoria, what up? Yeah, I have my guest. He'll be on shortly. Ooh, you know what? I have a couple of great what have been waiting on this. Oh, I feel so fortunate that you've been waiting for 7 days for this. Oh, sometimes the shows are going on. All right, well, sometimes it's better than none at all. Happy to hear that. I know I just got an email from Stanton, New York. They were like, yeah, Central Park, it's a wrap. Central Park shows are a wrap. But they're doing shows throughout the tri-state, I think, out at Coney Island. And they have something in I've been fine. You know what? I had a wonderful weekend. Had a nice Halloween, trick-or-treating in my pajamas. I went apple picking, huh? Oh, you're not working? Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sitting there. So how's the club? Oh, you're not working there. All right, my bad. Yeah, how was everyone's Halloween? Did anyone get dressed up in anything spectacular? Where were people going trick or treating? You know what's funny? Denise be dancing. What up? This is me, Karina. What's going on? Yeah, New York City is funny because they said that Halloween was pretty much canceled, but nah, Reed, what up? What was my costume? I dressed, you know what? It's funny because my family wanted to go apple picking, so I put on a sweatshirt with a hoodie and said I'm a boxer. Give me a little Denzel making an acceptance speech. I'd like to say right now, no. I'm sorry. Nah. I'm sorry, Deb. What's going on? I'm being funny. You know what? I'm having a good time. Deborah, what's going on? I didn't do too much of anything. What did I watch? But Rasso, what's going on? No apples for the muckers. See how I edited the MF for the mucker. That's Alex is here. Look at that. My guest, he's already here. Now I gotta scroll down. There you go. Let's because fam, you're not in New York. Where'd you go? Hey Thomas, what's up, fam?
What up, Dean Edwards? How are you, man?
I'm chilling, brother. How you doing?
Man, that's a cool ass name. How'd you come up with Futhamuckers? I mean, I get it.
Futhamuckin. Yeah, you know what? Well, you know, I don't use profanity on stage, right?
That's amazing. Can I just tell you that I commend you to be a black man and not cuss because I cuss my ass off. Is it okay to cuss on this or no cuss?
Man, do you? You my guest. You do what you want, man. I appreciate you asking, but no, I never want people to feel like, and that's funny you ask that because people always ask and people think because I don't drink or smoke that I have a problem with them. There's no judgment coming from here, you know. So you do you and I'll do me, and we'll have a good time.
So you're telling me I can cuss and light up this cocaine real quick? And
Hey man, if you got to get your pookie on, If you got to get your Pukio, do what you got to do.
Wait. In all the years that I've known you, you never drank, smoked, or cussed? Did you, like when we did Def Comedy Jams back in the day?
Nah.
You never cussed?
Yeah, nah. I didn't. You know what? Look, here's what's funny. Someone said, neither did Bill Cosby. I'm like, that ain't the best comparison. It's not the best.
Well, I mean,
but
was that your mama or your grandmama saying don't cuss?
No, you know what? When I first started, because we all started around the same time, Alex, and I was in the Army, so I used to, I guess, have somewhat of a foul mouth. But right when I started like a couple weeks before Def Comedy Jam premiered, and then I saw that everyone else was going one way, and you know who really did it? I went to see Sinbad perform live when he was doing he was doing the Afros and Bell Bottoms tour. And
he was we used to call him the King of Clean.
Yeah, man. And fire destroyed. And what impressed me, and you know, me like thinking ahead as far as business, I'm looking at like his audience. He had black, white, Asian, Latino, old, young. And I was like, yo, there's something to not cussing, not using expletives. And so I took it upon myself. And then also Malcolm X said it takes an intelligent man to be able to communicate without using profanity. So yeah,
that's true.
So I wanted to challenge myself, and you know, it's worked out, you know, because I think not using profanity has opened some doors that wouldn't have been opened otherwise, and that's why I can go like to Saudi Arabia or Egypt and do these shows, because Rudy Rush, what up, son? Donna, what up?
What up, Rudy?
Yeah, so that but this ain't about me, this is about you.
I just want to tell you, for the fact that you don't cuss, that is fucking amazing.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. Much respect. And for everybody that is joining you, welcome to another episode of Futhamuckin. Look, I was about to cuss. That would have been welcome to the mother.
You about to cuss the first time since 1985 when Alex Thomas came on the show.
No, welcome to another episode on the Futhamuckin Protocol Live on the Instagram. We do this every Monday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Before I introduce my guests, I want everybody to know we have some great guests coming up. Some people I'm sure that are friends with Alex. Next Monday, we have my girl Twinkie Bird, amazing casting director.
Twinkie, that's my girl.
You know Twinkie.
Brother Jeff Bird, director.
Yeah, man, and Twinkie has cast everything from Three Can Play That Game to Notorious to Jump in the Broom, the Clark Sisters movie, which came out last year. So she's cast a bunch of things.
Aren't they from Brooklyn also?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah, I believe so. I'll double check with her. But I reached out to her. It's funny because I reached out to her like probably 2 months ago. I was like, yo, Twinkie, I said, you know, I want to bring you on just because I want to expand and not just have strictly comedians on. I want people to also understand the behind the scenes and how COVID has affected behind the scenes as well as, you know, performers. And she was reluctant. But then like 2 weeks ago, I think I posted something, because I usually, after people come on, I'll post a clip from their show, and she saw it and she's like, okay, I'll come on. So she's coming on next week. I got my man DC Benny, a very funny comic that actually y'all can catch him. He's on Supermarket Sweeps with Leslie Jones right now. And the following week, he just confirmed with me today, my man Dion Cole is going to be on in 3 weeks. So y'all but
Chicago, Dion Cole.
Yeah, Chi-Town's on. But bigger than all that right now, we dealing with the present. This next guest right here, you know him as Tatalicious. You don't see him in Don't Drink. Look, I always mess up the title of the movie. Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your gin and juice in the hood. Did I get it right?
While drinking your juice in the hood, yeah. I think we go down as one of the longest titles in hood film history. I think.
Yeah. But hold up, you got a bunch of you got that, you got Baps, you got Two Can Play That Game. You got Players Club. So you got a bunch of hood classics.
The Wash.
Say again.
The Wash.
Oh, The Wash.
Snoop.
Yeah. So my guest and straight clown in the comedy special.
Yes, my first
My
one on the
man,
special.
my man Alex Thomas in the building.
That's the sound effects.
And sound effects, man. Hey, thank you for coming on. Thank your wife for correcting us because Alex was supposed to be on. Was it last week or the week
It was
before?
supposed to be last week, and I said yes,
Last,
and it was my
right,
birthday.
right. That
And
is,
I didn't know that she had already booked, dinner reservations. She's like, nigga, you doing what tonight? I'm like, I'm going to dinner with you, baby. So that's why I had
but
to call you to cancel,
bro,
to
it was
reschedule.
no, it was no problem, man. Happy belated. And
Thank you.
as soon as you called, here's what's funny. I knew something was up as soon as you reached out. I was like, oh, because I think I was coming back from Kansas City,
Right.
and
You
I
were in
was
the
I was getting
airport.
ready. Yeah, I was at the airport, and I was like, you know what? Alex is punctual, prompt, and professional, but there's a tremor in the force, right? I said something's weird in the force right now.
Right.
You like, yo. Uh-oh. And he said, and you were straightforward. You said, hey man, my wife, I just reposted your story saying that I'm on tonight, and my wife saw it. I said, and it's my birthday. I said, say no more.
Yep.
We will work it out.
Yep.
And
How crazy
and,
is that, though? What's crazy is my wife doesn't even have an Instagram, but my daughter has one. So she follows me on my daughter's page. And
that's
she's
funny.
like, hold up, nigga, you doing what tonight at 8 o'clock? And she's like in the other room. Like, you know what I mean? We live in the same house. And she
Right.
sees it on social media. Like, it was crazy. I was like, oh, my bad. I didn't know you had dinner for the night. So, yeah.
Right. Hey,
You
man, we worked it out, and you're here tonight. So I appreciate. I want to take it back because I've had people from all over, but what I always find interesting about you and a handful of cats, you're one of the few comics and even just people I know in the industry that's actually from LA. You know what I mean?
Dude, let me tell you something. Over the years, Dean, I've gotten arguments with people. They'll be like,
Uh-huh.
nigga, you ain't from LA. So
Uh-huh.
you from LA. Like born and raised, Crips and Bloods,
Right.
LA. Like, yes, nigga, half my family is Crips, half my
Right.
family is Bloods. My grandmamas and auntie be like, you gonna leave the blue and the red racks outside while we eating this Thanksgiving dinner. Like literally, I was born in the heart of all that. 69th and Normandy. Then I moved over off of Western and Adams. Then I moved over off of La Brea and Pico. Like, I'm a real LA dude. But
Yeah.
what people didn't think I was LA was, like, in the early 90s, being a young up-and-coming stand-up comic. Let's just say New York, for example.
Yeah.
Coming to New York on a regular basis in the early 90s, you would always hear that LA comics would come out and bomb.
Uh-huh.
They kind of come out here on that cute shit. Niggas trying to be all extra laid back. Like, nah, nigga, you have to come with it in New York.
Yeah, bring it.
So
Yeah.
I was just one of those dudes, man, from Apollo to Def Comedy Jam, to Peppermint Lounge, to anywhere, the hole in the wall. Take me to the bricks. Take me to where the hardest places go up. And I was just always ripping stages everywhere I went. So be like, yo, son, you from LA, son? Like,
Right.
You New York, you Atlanta, you Baltimore,
Right.
you DC. I'm like, nah, nigga, I am straight LA. But I guess at that time, when you think about it, early 90s LA, if you weren't from LA, when you think LA, you thought Boys in the Hood.
You thought Jerry Curls.
Jerry Curls.
Jerry Curls, yeah.
Khakis, t-shirts. I was never that guy. So
Right.
So being a stand-up comic and dressing a certain way, because as a comic, they size you up before you say how you doing.
Yeah.
And I always, my father's from New York, my mom's from LA, and I always,
so there was something because I when I first saw you, I thought you were a New York cat.
You know what it was? Let me tell you one thing. This is some inside shit. When I first started coming to LA to New York in the early 90s, I loved shopping. I've always been a dressing type dude. And let's just be real. Hip hop blew up in New York first.
No doubt.
Before there was an NWA, before there was, LA rappers, we all looked at East Coast videos. We all looked at
Right.
the way they were dressing. So even though I was from LA, I would go to New York and just shop my ass off. So I didn't,
Right.
to New Yorkers, it looked like this nigga went to Harlem and went shopping. Or
right, you blended in.
he went to Brooklyn and you
right.
know what I mean? This nigga has
right.
Timberlands on. Like, nigga, he couldn't be a Crip. Like,
right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So
right, you ain't have Dickies and Chucks on, you had on Timbs.
Exactly. So I always kind of blended in. So you go off the look of a nigga, and then you heard my jokes. I wasn't really, I wasn't claiming, you know, Inglewood, South Central, Watts, even though I'm from there. That wasn't what my comedy was about.
My comedy
was more universal, and I want everybody to laugh. And I always heard it was really tough in New York. I never had a problem, man. New York, always one of my favorite spots on the planet, and always got love on the East Coast as a comic. So therefore, when I did Def Comedy Jam, when I did Apollo, hey man, it was like being in my own backyard. Right.
And I'm gonna take it back even before then, and we're gonna talk about Soul Train. But before that, were you always an outgoing kid? Were you like you always strike me as someone that can go in and out of, like, if you're in high school, you know, there were jocks, there were burnouts, there were the artsy kids, and you seem like a cat that could sort of go and mix and mend with every sort of group.
Well, that had a lot to do with, even though I was born and raised in South Central LA, I was the only black kid in an all-white private school in the middle of Beverly Hills for 10 years of my life. So that's why when people found out that I was one of the writers on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for 4 years, one of the reasons Will Smith and I got along so well is the same way he was born and raised in Philly. I was that same dude in LA. I was like Carlton, kind of like in real life, but not that white.
Right. You had more rhythm.
Exactly. I was that nigga that, even though I went to school with white kids all day, and I was doing everything white kids were doing. I played hockey, I played golf, varsity speech and debate. I was doing all the shit the white kids were doing, and I would get teased by my own people. Imagine it's 1980, and I'm coming back off of Crenshaw and Slauson from Burton Way and Doheny in the middle of Beverly Hills. Everybody's a Crimper Blood, and here I am with a Rolling Stones t-shirt and some Vans with a hockey stick in one hand, and I'm on a skateboard with a Rubik's Cube in my hand. They were like, this nigga has completely sold the fuck out.
That's funny.
But I was just around that. So by being around white kids and being around a mixed environment, who knew one day I was going to end up being a comedian and being able to make all people laugh. You know what I mean?
So that informed you know, that helped with your trajectory, because you wound up and you have been in front of everyone, you know. So that's
one thing I respected about like you and Godfrey and guys like I would get along with, because guys like us, you, me, Godfrey, we can kill in Brooklyn, we can kill in Compton, we can kill in Scotland, and we also can kill in Jerusalem. Not too many brothers can say they went out there and killed in a room full of rabbis in Tel Aviv. You get what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, man.
That is like a major accomplishment, but that's just the way we were born and raised, and the way our material goes down the middle, and everybody can get it.
Well, because you had to, you know, it's honestly, it's like being a black person in America. You have two voices, right? So you have your yo, what up, fam? You know, you have your normal voice, and then you have your professional diction, where if you were writing on the Fresh Prince your first season, by season 4 you could let it hang out a little, but you're like, I was wondering if we could revisit you know, because they also have a perception, and when I say they, I'm saying the majority of the writers in the room are white, and that's pretty much the majority of writers' rooms in Hollywood.
Anywhere you go.
Anywhere you go. So there's a preconceived notion about what you're gonna give versus who you actually, who they actually see.
Exactly.
And so you're constantly, you have the pressure of your family behind you, like yo, don't go in there embarrassing us.
Exactly. And you know what
Right?
it is too, Dean? It's one of those kind of things I always tell brothers. You can never be mad at a brother for being able to speak different languages.
Right.
You can never be mad. Man, I have seen, and I know you know this too, I've seen black comics, I'm not even gonna say their names, that they can get a standing ovation in a black room, and they go up on an all-white night at the Improv or the Comedy Magic Club on a Tuesday when there's no one black in there, and it's almost as if the nigga is speaking backwards Chinese. They don't even know what to say in front of an all-white room. You can't be mad at cats like us that can still be the black men that we are, and go into a lily white liquid paper ass room and destroy them also. It's called without sacrificing who you are, your integrity. Like that's the thing. You could go. Yeah, you're like, hey, I'm gonna bring you. Like I always use Tony Woods as a prime example. Tony's gonna pull people in. Tony ain't adjusting for nobody, right? Tony is gonna do what Tony does. Hey, shorty, if you come to me, you come to me. If not, that's on you. The show's over, right? And so there's something about being your authentic self, whether you're in the hood or whether you're doing like you said Tel Aviv or you're on the strip of Hollywood. It's staying true to who you are. It always was I got a kick out of being able to make all people laugh. It's the greatest thing I know, because I've seen you do it. I've seen you go into a room. One thing about New York rooms versus LA rooms, in my 29 years of experience doing stand-up comedy now, much more diverse, because that's just New York. Every day you walk outside your house, three different nationalities walking up and down your block. It's not really like that in LA, but in New York, that's why I always love coming to New York, whether it was Jersey, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx. I just love the energy of being able to get up 5 times in one night.
That's what I miss.
Killing everywhere you go. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, through this whole quarantine, we all missed the stage, but what I find challenging is not just not getting on stage, but not being able to get on stage multiple times a night. Where like earlier today, I'm sitting in my dining room and I just jotted down something. I was like, I can't go anywhere.
But you know what? One thing I love, you got your show too, and I have my
Tuesday night.
My podcast. That has saved me during this pandemic. And what I mean by that, dude, this is the longest, Dean. I'm not even exaggerating. 29 years of doing stand-up, this is the longest I have ever went without touching mics and getting on stage. But by doing my podcast every week, it keeps me sharp, because you're constantly talking about topics. You're constantly making people laugh. So the one or two times that I did have to perform during the pandemic, it's like I didn't miss a beat. And it's like all the new shit, I had already tried it on my podcast. So it's now new material.
Right. Boom.
It was a way to sneak it in there.
Yeah. I mean, there's ways to work it. It's going to the gym, and you're constantly working your jab wherever you can get it. Yeah, getting your reps in, man. You're getting them reps in.
That's what a lot of the young comics don't understand about what guys like you and me have done over the years. Like I've heard a young comic say, "Yeah, man, I don't even do the same shit twice." That's your bad, nigga.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
That's a mistake, and that means you don't have an OG or somebody that knows this game to expect. That'd be like Michael Jordan, rest in peace, Kobe, or LeBron going, "Yeah, nigga, I don't even do that same jump shot, nigga. Once I did that jump shot, I'm done with that shit." No, nigga. Yeah. If you talk to the greatest guys ever, let's just use Michael Jordan. He would tell you that he was there 2 hours before the game, shooting that exact same shot, 1,000 times, So when game time came, he was ready. It's the exact same thing with us as stand-up comics. It's like that joke that you just saw me get a standing ovation with, what you don't know is I did that 13,000 times to get it.
Right.
That timing, to get that punch to knock you off your chair.
Right.
It's reps. Don't get me wrong.
Get the reps
we freestyle, and there is stuff that happens in a live audience, and you take that on. That's going to be some material now. But some of the greatest of all time, that's what working out is. And that's what the new generation doesn't understand. They don't have the patience. I think sometimes this social media can get in the way. They're so used to, don't get me wrong, I laugh at a lot of these little funny skits and sketches. It's very funny. But them dudes, they couldn't do 4 minutes on a stage.
Right. I just had a conversation with my man Mark Theobald earlier, because I saw this dude. All right, so I'm watching Set It Off yesterday. It was on BET again, right? Okay. And the scene where Cleo gets I'm spoiler alert, Cleo dies, y'all. Movie came out 25 years ago, but if you haven't seen it, she don't make it, right? Right. So that at the end, she gets shot up, and there's a song playing. So I looked the song up, and when I found the song, it said there's a dude, Long Beach Larry, or Long Beach something. He does these 1 to 2 minute clips on YouTube for the last 3-4 years, and at the end of every scene, he plays that song. So, dude, I went down the rabbit hole, and I was watching these clips. And they're hilarious, right? And so I said to my man Mark earlier today, I said, you know what? Because we were talking about, like, social media. I call them social medians versus comedians, right? The differences. And I said, that dude is funny. I said, he's not a stand-up comic. I said, but he's probably a funny actor, because I'm not seeing what I'm seeing him do. He's acting out. He's performing as an actor.
Different lanes now. It's
different lane. Yeah, it's a different lane.
You know what it is? This generation has found a way to be funny real quick. Yeah. In a short amount of time, and the attention span of this generation is like that. You get what I'm saying? Right. This attention span of the average 21 to 25-year-old kid who's been on social media for the last 6 years of his life. Right. They probably don't even have the patience to come to a real comedy show, sit there and watch 1 hour. But here's the flip side. When they come and see real comedy, they're blown the fuck away. Right. Because they're so used to their device and just laughing for 30 seconds, 45 minutes. When you get guys like us, that can literally, I always tell people, I'm a headliner. You're a headliner. We got to do an hour every city we go to. Right. Standing up in front of a room full of strangers for 1 hour, I always say that's like sitting down and watching 2 sitcoms. Yeah. That's like watching a complete episode of Martin and a complete episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, back to back. And not having time to relax, between, because laughter's exhausting. It's an ab work. It's ab is core.
It is, and that's why people are so blown away by what we do, because comedy since the beginning of time. I'm not making this up. It's been known as the hardest art form on the planet. Yeah. Since the beginning of time. We didn't make that up. Yeah. So guys like us that can get up there and literally make you laugh consistently for an hour, hey man, it's a blessing. And I commend people that can do it, because I know how hard it is. And all the work that we put in to do that. That's how we get paid.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when was your first time? When did you decide to finally get on stage?
Man, it goes back to the Soul Train days. Since you bought Soul Train.
Okay, so we'll go to here, y'all. So this, because I just watched the clip again, and let me just tell y'all. There's a clip on YouTube, dude. You ain't ever seen it.
But there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
No, there's one. You go to the Soul Train board, and then it shows it's a montage of.
You know who that was with? That was with. Have you heard of the singer Omarion?
Of course. Is that Omarion?
Huh?
Is that on? That's not Omarion because he's younger. Say word. Of course, doom 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 touch doom doom.
I might as well let you know. I'm his dad. No, niggas is a joke with me about that. No, but so basically, in a nutshell, man. What's up, T-Bone out of Philly? Long story short, man. I always gotta clarify that shit. When people go, nigga, you was a dancer. When you say dancer, you have to be specific, because nigga, dancing sounds like I was exotic dancing. You know? What I mean?
Nah.
No, nigga. I tell people straight up. 85 to 90, I was, you know, when you grew up in Brooklyn?
In the Bronx and all over New York, yeah.
85 to 90 for you, B-boys.
The B-boys, yeah.
Wild Style, Run DMC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Motherfucking, you know, Beat Street.
That's you, Houdini, yeah.
West Coast, nigga, I was just a break dancing, pop locking ass nigga.
Right. You want battle? No, just like
I know, right? That was what I did. 85. So you can understand, I'm like a hood celebrity because there was nothing bigger than Soul Train in the black community.
Of course,
music, right?
Yeah, man.
From Michael Jackson to Run DMC to LL Cool J to Prince, you didn't get no bigger than that, right?
Right.
So I'm a hood celebrity from 15 years old to 20 because I was going down the Soul Train line every week.
Yeah. And killing it though. Yeah, and hold up, you're being humble. Yo, Alex was, because there were certain cats that when you watch, like anybody that grew up on Soul Train knows. I don't remember her name. The Asian woman with the long hair.
Of course, Marie.
We know. Yeah, what was my man?
I know.
Yeah, Bowie was it Bowie? Louis was the dude. Louis that just bopped through. Yo, I love when you saw Louis.
Those were all my people. And here's the crazy part. Long story short, when I started doing comedy in '91, people like Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Tony, MC Hammer, LL. You know what they used to all say about me? When I started doing stand-up, they're like,
what?
That little dancing nigga tell jokes now? Hold up. The little nigga that's in all the videos, the Soul Train dancing, that nigga's doing comedy now? Because I got famous because I was in everybody's rap videos. West Coast wise.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And then, of course, I became best friends with the star. And the star, the baddest chick on the planet, them days, Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez.
Straight out of
Brooklyn. Love. Yo, I love Rosie. Like back, all my videotapes, you would record, and then we had a dual recorder, so I would record like a tape of just Rosie, just pumping. We love it, and Rosie killed it.
Absolutely, and I tell everybody, not only were Rosie and I best friends, I was like her little protege. I was like a little young nigga that she took under her wing, and was like, yo, she would take me everywhere. Like she was the star of the show, but she was like the best new young kid on this show is Alex Thomas. So long story short, we became best friends. 91 comes around, right? And 89, 90 comes around, and this brand new TV show came on.
Yeah.
It was called In Living Color.
In Living Color, yeah.
She's like, Alex, I'm about to be on this show with these comedians, but they're gonna have these girls and they're gonna be dancing. And I'm like, oh, what's their name? So I think they're called like the Fly Girls or something like that. I want you to become my assistant.
Yo,
so I was her assistant. I'm trying to make a long story short.
Nah, take your time. We got time.
Okay. That's where I met Damon and Keenan Ivory Wayne.
Okay.
And they used to come into the dance studio and like, who is this little nigga that could dance his ass off, but he has everybody laughing?
Right.
So Rosie would always tell me, I'm telling you, you should be a comedian. You should be a comedian. She also, I forgot to tell you this part. One week she goes, oh my God, I got a role in a movie. And I'm about to go do this movie in New York, Alex. I'll be back. She goes out, and what's the name of the movie with Spike Lee?
Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing. Who did she meet? This other little stand-up comedian, Martin Lawrence.
Lawrence, yeah.
He goes, oh, I've been telling him all about you, Alex. I've been telling her I got a little friend. But obviously Martin had already been doing stand-up.
Right.
They had just met. But she's like, I'm telling you about this kid back home. He's really funny. Da-da-da. Alex, he gave me a tape. And when I get home, we're all going to watch it. Talking on the phone. And nigga, all I remember, I don't remember which Tyson fight it was. It was a Mike Tyson.
That was if it was 89, 90, that was Spinks. That was a 91 second joint.
Okay. Big fight. So Rosie got back from doing Do the Right Thing. Martin gave her a tape. So nigga, at her fight party, at her house, right after the fight, pops in Martin's like comedy special. I think like
his HBO joint. Yeah, he had just done his HBO joint. With the fly.
Hey,
yeah.
This is the dude I'm talking about, Alex. I gotta hook y'all up. You guys, what's so funny is, nigga, we never met until I did Def Comedy Jam.
Oh, wow.
4 years later, told him the story. He's like, so you the little nigga she was always telling me about.
That's funny.
But she just knew I was funny, but I never did stand up.
Right.
I don't know anything. Right. So she was trying to hook us up. But yo, my boy, he really does stand up, Alex. Maybe you can talk to him. And then, like, you know, Martin was, I mean, nigga, I was nobody, nigga. He wasn't going to take me under his wing.
Right.
Until I got to Def Comedy Jam, told him the story, and the rest was history. But yeah, Rosie Perez, man, got me in the door. The rest was history. I met Damon and Keenan, and the first thing Damon and Keenan asked me one day was, nigga, do you do stand-up? And I was like, no. Have you ever thought about it? I was like, no. I was like, do comedians get paid? That's what I asked. I'm just getting out of high school. I don't know if I'm going to go to college or not. I said, do comedians get paid? And nigga, Damon Wayans, I'll never forget, he had on a Nike sweatsuit and some Jordans, and he pulled $30,000 cash out of one pocket, and he pulled another $30,000 out. This nigga flashed $60,000 and said, nigga, yes, we get paid. And I was like, nigga, all I know is they told me where to go. 2 weeks later, I was up at the Comedy Store, amateur night, started doing stand-up, and the rest was history. My last dance audition was Remember the Time, nigga.
Did you audition for Remember the Time?
I auditioned for Remember the Time, and I couldn't get the routine. It was too difficult. Yeah, exactly. And I had problems.
It was a lot, though. That was a lot.
It was a lot. And Fatima was a good friend of mine. Because we all the LA dance scene, Soul Train, all of us, you know what I mean? Bobby Brown. I was on tour with Hammer and Run DMC in '89, nigga. As a dancer.
Wow.
But I didn't dance for
you. So hold up. So you were before the dude with the big hair with the.
Yes, but here's the real truth. Who did I just tell you I was on tour with?
Run and Hammer.
Okay, but I didn't dance for either one of them, nigga.
Who'd you dance for?
Nigga, we were the opening act. It was two bootleg chicks. They were like a West Coast Salt and Pepper.
Who, Oaktown 357?
No.
Nigga,
that was Hammer's girls.
Right, yeah.
Did you not hear me say bootleg?
So who? Because I remember. Because did they have a video on BTM TV?
Nigga, guess what the name of their group was? It
Don't
wasn't
say Body.
It wasn't Salt and Pepper, nigga. They were called Soft and Wet. Two and nigga, I tell you this how it happened. The promoter, the promoter for the Hammer and Run DMC tour. See, Run DMC and Hammer, it was his little, you know, this is my new artist.
Oh, he put his people on.
And me and my boy Kenny were their backup dancers.
Where'd y'all do the show? At the Forum? Where'd y'all do the show?
Oh, nigga, we did every city in America. Nigga, it didn't get any bigger than Run DMC and Hammer at that time. You know that, right?
Yeah. So y'all was so wet. What was it? What were they called?
Soft.
Wet.
They were called
Soft
and wet. They were called, one chick was soft, another chick was wet, nigga. But we were going on at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, nigga, when there was three niggas
people
in
still
the stable.
coming in.
But for me, I'm getting paid. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm meeting Run DMC. I'm meeting Hammer. Remember I told you when I started in 91 doing stand-up? When they were like, the little dancing nigga tells jokes out?
Right.
At that time, I didn't know I was going to end up being a comedian.
Right.
I didn't know that what was to come. I was just, nigga, college didn't work out.
I'm sorry, someone said cayenne and onion powder. Oh man, that's funny. Hold up, are they? Do you still know Soft and Wet? And are they in the industry? Because a lot of times people will transition and they mess around and be executives at some record company or something.
I think Soft and Wet, between the two of them, they probably have 37 children, nigga.
Okay, all right. Well, when your name's Soft and Wet,
yeah,
you know.
When your name is Soft and Wet and it's 1989, and they literally looked like the what do you call it?
Bizarro Salt and Pepper.
They looked like the stand-ins for Salt.
They had the asymmetricals.
I did both two light-skinned chicks, big booties, big tits, big ass. You could tell the promoter thought he had something. He thought he was like, this is the next Salt and Pepper. They got two dancers and blah blah blah. Yeah, nigga, it was a mess. Soft and Wet were a mess. They were real cool. There were some real cool chicks at the time. Yeah, that was WAP. Somebody said WAP. That was WAP 30 years ago, nigga.
That was the original WAP. That's
hilarious. But yeah, man, you know what it was, Dean? I was just always in this and around this.
Right.
And longevity is the key, man. I look at it. I mean, Dean, how many cats, man, do you and I both know that we started out with nowhere to be found, weren't able to continue this journey, wherever the reason may have been. So it's a blessing, man, to be in this game 30 years later and still be relevant, still got something to say, still be funny, and still do what we do.
True indeed. True. You know what? I actually always admired. What was your boy? Because y'all were like Daryl Heath,
my best friend,
who was hilarious. And that's what I think I even said this to Chris Spencer, because Chris was like Chris had mentioned it was like Chris Spencer, Buddy Lewis, Alex Thomas, Daryl Heath, and Sully. Yep. Sully. And I told him
that was our crew.
And I told him, I said, you know what I always admired? Y'all all held each other down. And like if you saw one, you saw the other. You know, and so I never told you that, but I always admired seeing that you and Daryl, when you did Def Jam, he did Def Jam. You know what I mean? So it was beautiful.
You know what it was, man? We were like me, Chris Spencer, Sully, Daryl, we were like a joke squad.
Yeah.
We literally would go up 3 times a night and everybody would be at everybody's sets and just literally punching up each other's jokes and giving each other notes. And it's like looking out for your boy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the new generation does that, or I don't know. A lot of guys, they were so at button heads. Like, dude, your joke is your joke. I'm just giving you something to enhance it, and that made us all better. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of like in the hip hop world when, like, you see Jay-Z used to battle DMX.
Right.
But at the end of the day, nigga, they were both stars.
Yeah.
They had 2 completely different styles.
Right.
Iron sharpens iron. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you take some of the best basketball players, nigga, when you look at the you ever watch 30 for 30s?
Of course.
When the U.S. Olympic team with Magic versus Larry Bird,
and Isaiah blew it.
The practices, niggas was going at each other.
Yeah.
Like,
and Magic made the mistake of telling Jordan, you ain't really bringing it, and then Jordan heard that and turned it up a notch.
Exactly. But that's what makes you better. That's what makes you strong. You know, that's just in life, man. When you're around people who are as strong if not stronger. When you play around better people, when you were an athlete and you played around with bigger dudes, that just made you stronger. And I've just been so fortunate. Somebody just asked, how did I get on the Jamie Foxx show? From being around Jamie, from being around Eddie Murphy for years, from being around Will Smith for years, from being around the Wayans family, Anthony Anderson, all these people, they rub off on you in different ways. You know, you want to surround yourself with greatness. You want to be around people who are doing it, because that's the only way you can step your game up.
If
you hang around a bunch of suckers, chances are you're going to be a sucker.
If you with 9 broke ones, you're going to be the 10th one. If you with 9 millionaires, you're going to be the 10th one. So it's just, it really just is about, you know, what circumstance you decide to put yourself in and stick with, you know, and taking it back to, you wrote on the Fresh Prince. How did you wind up? Was that just a politicking? Because at this point, were you a comic?
Well, first, I wrote on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air from '93 to '97, the last 4 years. The story is crazy, man. I tell the story all the time, man. I had literally only been doing comedy not even 9 months when Will Smith found me. I mean, it's a real simple story, man. I was a broke stand-up comic. I had $11 in my pocket. I caught the bus to the Laugh Factory up in Hollywood. Sat in the 13-hour line just to go up to do 3 minutes that night. That was my 3rd time being in the little 10-hour line. 3 weeks, 3 weeks in a row. Only doing comedy 6-7 months. I probably only had 4 or 5 minutes of material.
Right.
And Jamie, the owner of the Laugh Factory, he really liked
Jamie Masada.
Jamie Masada. So he put me on at the end of the amateurs, so there would at least be a little bit more of a crowd.
Right, because after the amateurs, the real show started.
Exactly.
And,
So, nigga, if I went on at the beginning of the amateurs, there probably would have been 2 people in the room.
Right.
But he put me on last of the amateurs before the regular show started, so there might have been 30, 40 people in the room. Will Smith was sitting in the front row.
Oh, wow.
Right when I got off stage, he's like, yo, you real funny, man. My name is, I was like, nigga, I know who you are. You're Will Smith. He goes, yo, man, I always thought about doing stand-up, man. He goes, I mean, I got this new TV show. I was like, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I watch it every week. It had only been on 2 years at that time, right? He goes, let me ask you a question. He goes, do you write? I'm like, you got a pen? He was like, do you think you can come down and help us with some funny stuff? Like what you did on stage tonight? I was like, hold on, let me check my schedule. Yes, I'm available. He goes, when do you think you can come down? I'm like, nigga, now? Can I get a ride with you? Can I get a ride with you?
Right.
Rest is history, man. I was literally there the next day, 4 years. Became friends with the entire family. I was the honorary Philly dude on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for 4 years.
Oh, that's funny.
One thing I loved about Will, man, and I tell people in all the interviews I do, he always looked out for his people. He was surrounded by family, friends, people that he grew up with, his brother. He gave everybody jobs. So
Charlie Mack, Huh? Right. No, I just said Charlie Mack. What up, God?
That's how I met Charlie Mack. That's how I met his brother Harry. That's how I met Omar. That's how I met, JL. Everybody in that crew, they just kind of adopted me. But you got to understand, he threw me in the writer's den. He threw me in a room with people that wrote Happy Days and Home Improvement and My Three Sons and nigga, all in the family, like some of the greatest dudes to ever do it.
Were you intimidated? Were you intimidated? I mean, even if you couldn't show it, were you deep down? Were you saying, yo, what the hell? Because you ain't never even, because there's structure to writing a script. And how did you?
I knew nothing. Right.
Right.
All I know is the boss hired me.
Right. Okay.
And I'm funny.
Okay. Boom.
I got tested a few times in the beginning. They're kind of like, who the fuck is this dude? Like, what are his credentials? Right.
Right.
Nigga, I don't have any credentials.
Right. I waited in line 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. The Star came up to me last night.
Right.
And was like, I got a job the next day. Will paid me out of his pocket. That's why I always tell people he's the humblest billionaire on the planet. Because I ended up being friends with the entire family. It would get to the point where, nigga, I would go to Philly. I mean, this is just years and years, 15, 20 years later. I go to Philly and I ended up at his sister's house, at his mama's house, at his cousin. Like, I really knew the entire family. They kind of adopted me, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he looked out for me in so many different ways, because after Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was over, I did some writing on Men in Black. I did writing and punch up on Independence Day. So he always looked out for me. You know, Will is the guy that got me into golf. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, really?
I see your boy Godfrey. What up, Godfrey?
What up, G?
Yeah. So it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah, man. But you know, that speaks to something we always, you know, even on whether talking to your representation or other comics or even here on the Futhamuckin Protocol every Monday night, it always comes down to relationships, doesn't it? You know, especially in this industry, because it's such a small. I tell people outside of the industry, people don't realize how tiny the community of entertainment is, and you have niches. So you have the comedy industry under the entertainment industry. You have the music industry under the entertainment industry, you know, but everybody know, if you don't know the person, you know someone who knows the person.
I am the epitome of relationships.
Right.
I never claimed to be the funniest dude on the planet. I never claimed to be the best actor, but nigga, 30 years to be able to consistently work and not have a regular job and do as many TV shows and movies. It's just people worked with me because they liked me. And I understood relationships. I mean, you can use the example of straight clowning. My first hour special in 2001, this is 19 years ago.
Right.
Dr. Dre did my music.
Dig it.
Tyra Banks is on it with me.
Right.
Shaquille O'Neal is on it with me. Jamie Foxx is on it with me.
Right.
Will Smith is on it with me.
Boom.
Who the fuck is this dude
to
get some of the biggest names in entertainment? How the hell did he do that? Who the fuck is he?
Right.
It's called relationships.
Yeah, man.
I grew up with Tyra Banks. We've known each other since we were in 10th grade.
Dig it.
Jamie Foxx show. I was on that for 3 years. We had just finished the Jamie Foxx show. Dr. Dre, been my friend since I was 20 years old. Been on a ton of his albums doing skits and sketches. We had just finished doing the Up and Smoke tour. We had just finished doing the Wash. Nigga, hell yeah, I'll do your music for you, AT.
Right.
Shaquille O'Neal, nigga, just a friend. When Shaq was with the Lakers, it was crazy, man. People used to think that I had season tickets to the Laker games.
Because they would see you sitting.
I didn't have season tickets. I'm just friends with the star.
Right.
But the same way, I'd be like, yo, the Bulls are playing y'all tomorrow. Can I get 3 tickets? Nigga, I'll give you 4. But you know what he would say? I need 4 tickets to the Comedy Store on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, man, who y'all play Friday? Oh, yeah, the Knicks are coming to town. Nigga, how many you need, Alex? I need 4. Hey, nigga, who's going to be at the Comedy Store next week? The same way, I want to go sit in the front row to watch Michael Jordan and him play basketball. That nigga wants to be in the front row laughing his ass off.
Yeah. Well, comedy also is the ultimate equalizer, because that's the. I always loved how much people loved coming to comedy shows, regardless of what their vocation, whether they work for transit or whether they were, you know, big stars on TV and film. They loved coming
to laugh
and getting these jokes. Yeah, man.
Laughter is healing, Dean.
Yeah, man.
Whether that's what I love about golf, right? I'm a huge golfer, right?
Right.
Is the great equalizer. I'm gonna give you a good example. There was times where the foursome would be. I'm only bringing this up because we're talking.
Yeah, it's not a name drop.
Yeah. People think it's name dropping, but I'm trying to make a point here.
It's not name dropping if they're your friends, you know. Like,
and it's not name dropping, nigga, if it's a true story.
Right. That's part of your life.
It's my life. A foursome. Recently, Wayne Gretzky, Will Smith, Joe Pesci, Alex Thomas. Say it one more time. Will Smith, Wayne Gretzky, Joe Pesci, Alex Thomas. Okay?
Right.
Who do you think? I'm just being honest. I'm okay with you being honest with me.
Right.
Out of those 4 people, nigga, who has the least amount of money in their bank account?
Pesci? No, I'm just playing.
It's okay. It's me, nigga.
Right.
But for 4 hours,
Right.
we're all equal.
Right.
Whether I got 200 and you got 200 million, we are all equal because this thing that we have in common that we all love, it's called golf.
Yeah.
We're all trying to hit this ball 135 yards to get in this fucking hole. Right?
Right.
So
Right.
doesn't matter with my political affiliation, black, white, gay, straight, $2 or $2 million, we have something in common. It's golf. Right?
Right.
I say that to say, by the end of the round, everybody's dying laughing. Alex, what are you doing Thursday? We're playing again. I'm like, this is crazy. Legends, people I grew up watching on TV, one of the greatest of all time. I'm like, these guys, they become your friend because we bonded on a different type of level.
Yeah.
It all goes on to what we were talking about, relationships.
Right.
And if it hadn't have been for golf, when would I have ever hung out with Wayne Gretzky for 4 hours?
Right.
When would I have played golf with Joe Pesci? Now he knows my
Pesci.
Wayne Gretzky's like, Alex, give me your phone number, man. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I cannot believe this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Relationship. Dean, through golf, almost everybody that I grew up watching on TV, as far as athletes and stars, because I'm an athletic fan. I'm friends with all these dudes through golf now. Whether it be Lawrence Taylor, to James Worthy, to Byron Scott, to Sugar Ray Leonard, I can keep going on and on. All these people that I grew up, Marcus Allen, Eric Dickerson, these are all guys that love it. We got something in common, but it's relationships.
Yeah, man.
And it really didn't have anything to do with my movies or my TV show. They're like, yo, they got to like this guy.
Right.
And that's how it was with me in my entertainment career. It wasn't a matter of, I know you got friends that are bigger than me, and you could have probably thought of a whole lot of other people to call.
Right.
Start thinking about who am I going to have fun with?
Right.
Who am I going to genuinely have a good-ass time, laugh, and on top of that, the nigga really can't play golf.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, through all that, you have to be able to. You're not out there like. Do you hold it like a bat?
No. I can hang with the best of them. I played some of the greatest courses in the world, and golf has just opened. You know, to be real with you, you probably didn't know this, Dean. Golf was a part of my comedy hustle for the last 15 years. Is that right? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
So
in what way?
Huh?
No, I said in what way? Expound on that.
Okay. So almost every single pro athlete that's a star in baseball, football, and basketball, they all have foundations.
Okay. I see where this is going.
Whether it is pediatric cancer, whether it's putting children computers in schools, whether it's helping at-risk youth, whether it's battered women, whatever it is, they all have foundations.
Right.
And who do they call to host all their foundations? A comedian.
Yeah.
Right? Bob Hope started this shit 60 years ago.
Yeah.
You ask every huge comedian, and they'll tell you some of their best money, some of their biggest gigs was from doing foundations and golf tournaments. And it just happened to be, not only do I love golf, I play golf, so I'm getting free golf. I'm getting to meet all these stars, and I'm getting paid more than the Improv would pay me Thursday through Sunday.
Right.
I'm getting more money with this superstar athlete for 2 hours of work than I'd have to do 6 shows at the Albany Funny Bone.
Right.
So that became 15, 20 different celebrity golf tournaments every year. People are like, how do you know all these superstar athletes? Man, golf tournaments, making them laugh, having a good time,
right,
being a people person.
Yeah.
Relationships. I guess I'm bringing up all this stuff because you brought up the word relationships.
No, but it makes my job easier because it's better than having look. It's better than me saying, "So, Alex, how's this?" and you just saying, "It's cool."
Oh,
You know
them one word answer niggas.
Yeah, those close-ended responses. Those are the worst. You know what I mean?
This shit right here. Ask me, is it fun doing stand-up?
Hey, Alex. Hey, man. So what's stand-up? Do you enjoy it? Is it fun doing stand-up?
Yep.
Okay.
Real cool.
Yeah. So
real cool.
Do you? The look around is the fun.
Like, nigga,
yo, this is the funny.
Yeah. Like, when is this thing gonna be finished? You ever see interviews and you're going,
yes,
this nigga not be more boring?
Yo, you watch them and it's painful because you could tell they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You like this is not going the way that the interviewer was having a good day, and you like this just ruined their month.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Dean? It's people like you and me that just enjoy what we do.
Yeah, man.
And
yeah.
you can always tell whether it's sports or entertainment. You can tell the people that love what they do because it comes off through their work. It comes off on stage. You know, when I see dudes up there doing stand up and they're just wasting stage time. You ever seen that? You seen a guy get up there like, did you know you were going up tonight? I mean, did you have any kind of plan at all?
Right.
I just was always that dude, man, that like, hey, man, I every time I get on the stage, I act as if it's my last time on stage.
Yeah, no, I mean, you gotta appreciate this, especially now that we've been away from it for 7-8 months, and like you said, every comic that I've had on here, from yourself to Afion to Godfrey, Tiffany, Jim Gaffigan, JB Smooth, all the same exact, I ain't been on stage. This is the longest I've ever not been on stage. And it's frustrating. We all know we're blessed because we get to do what we love, right? B, we bring in laughs, and is like you said, laughter is healing, so it's reciprocal. We giving that energy, but the laughs are feeding us, and we're away from that, So you never take it for granted. The handful of times that I've been on stage, it's during this time, and really between September to mid-October, I got to get on stage over a course of like 5 or 6 weeks. I had gigs lined up, and you were present for one of them, and it was awesome, right? And but then the reality, when Kansas City, which was the last road gig I had, as that was coming up, I was like, damn, this is it. This is it for the year. And realizing, especially because numbers are starting to climb again with COVID cases, you're saying to yourself, oh man, so I relished my final shows in KC, man, just because I knew.
Didn't it feel great when you did get back on stage? It was like, I tell people to this day, man, every time I get on stage, it's therapeutic. Yes, I could have had a bad day. I could have had a fight or argument with my wife. Whatever it was, when you get on stage, it's there. There's nothing like writing and come up with new jokes and they work.
That's the key. Coming up with it is fun, but when it works, you're like, oh yes.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's like I enjoy continuing to create.
Yeah.
It guys like us, and we can find comedy. That's like on my podcast. The name of the podcast is the Funny Don't Stop Show, right? And our little slogan is, we find the funny in everything.
Right.
Even in these times of craziness, tomorrow the world may change to some people. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've been glued to CNN like everybody else.
Right, yeah.
But it's like I find the funny, dude, it's just certain things, but that's what makes us who we are, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes us
we turn the tragedy into comedy. It's the same
we
coin.
talk about things that really happen in our lives. Like, it's so funny. I've had young comics, man, how you be coming up with material? How you come up with, like, because I'm funny, But I just don't know how to come up with material. Like, okay, nigga, do you have a life?
Right.
Do you have family? Do you do things?
Right.
Did something funny happen today? Like, I don't know if there's a certain department in our brains that we know we can take something. It's almost like I have a photographic memory. Or I could say something to somebody. I could be in Target, nigga, and I could say something, and it made the lady in the line next to me laugh.
Yeah.
And I'm going, that's a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
mentally. Yeah.
That is a bit. So that little one comment, I will write that down and turn that into 8 minutes of material.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
That's the best feeling.
And as I mature in stand up, the more honest I am in my older years, I realize people appreciate that even more. The stuff that people can't believe. I can't believe that nigga talked about that. Like, that's the stuff.
And you know where that comes from? Maturity, because you've been doing it almost 30 years. And kudos to the melanin, because neither of us look like we've been doing this nearly 30 years. So thank you for everyone out there that asks questions. Look, stay hydrated.
Like great granddaddies.
Word. And so you know, when you're getting on stage and you're working those new ideas, I think what happens is over the course of 3 decades, you've been able to build up a comfort with not getting laughs. You know, when you first start out, you're like, I gotta get laughs. I gotta get these laughs, right? And so it's like rapid fire. But as you mature into your voice, you it's fun having. To me, it's wonderful when you get the crowd completely silent and they're just on the edge of their seat, like watching, waiting to see what you're gonna say, and then you hit them with the punchline.
You know they're listening. There's no better feeling, especially if you're guys like us and have something to say.
Yeah.
If I have your undivided attention, y'all niggas are in trouble.
Right.
You are in trouble if I get your undivided attention. Because what I'm going to say is about to make you pee on yourself.
Right.
That's the confidence you got to have. And just talking about real stuff, like I was telling somebody about how when Chadwick Boseman died, right? That really, really messed me up, man. It messed me up. Yeah. I met him a couple times, and he died of colon cancer. And the week he died, I was scheduled to go in for my first colonoscopy.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
And a lot of people don't know this. Part of being a stand-up comic is not only we making you laugh, we're educating you a great comic to me can also educate you at the same damn time.
Yeah, give you some info. Yeah.
Amongst the laughter, nigga, I didn't know that, right?
Right.
Or I can't believe you're sharing this shit with me. But I'm going to share it with you because I found out being honest is the best way as I got older. Yeah. So when he died of colon cancer, I had already been doing my research, and that is something that is killing a lot of African-American young black men. Colon cancer, right?
Because we're not going to get
we're not going to get checked up, right? So they said that the age to get, I mean, for the last 20 years, they've been saying, oh, you don't have to worry about it till you're 50.
Right.
He was 43.
Right.
Right? So when he died, they pushed it down to 40 now.
Okay, good.
To go get checked. But long story short, I was supposed to get my colonoscopy that week. Right? Nigga, when I tell you, I went and got a colonic, I got my prostate checked, and a colonoscopy. Nigga, in that order. Okay? Let me tell you something, Dean. There was more activity in my ass than a RuPaul picnic, nigga. There was more activity in my ass during this pandemic than a RuPaul picnic. Okay? They was in my ass on a weekly basis, nigga. Like, and I didn't have problems. I was just like, I'm gonna get checked. I'm not gonna be these brothers that don't, because you know, traditionally, black men, we don't like doctors. We don't get checked. The average nigga I know, he only goes to the doctor for two things, and that is either get a root canal or if a nigga gets shot. Okay?
Right.
And that's two things your homeboys can't help you out. Your homie can't get the bullet out of you, nigga.
Right.
And the homie don't know nothing about bicuspids or incisors, nigga, so he can't give you a fucking root canal.
Now
right?
let me get that.
Yo,
give me that wrench.
Give me a string, nigga, and a hammer. Bring a hammer. Right? So when I told the story to people, one of my homeboys who I grew up with, you know, unfortunately, brothers, super homophobic, right? Well, fuck that shit, nigga. Ain't nobody getting close to my ass, nigga. Ain't nobody going up at me. Well, you know that's the only way they're gonna find out, right? And all these niggas that are, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. Let's look here. If your prostate is the size of a football, okay? If your doctor can throw a spiral with your colon, nigga, you got about 6 months to live.
Yeah.
You gotta go get your prostate checked. So one dude was like, one of my best friends, he's like, nah, nigga, I'm just afraid them niggas will take advantage of me. I was like, nigga, they're asshole doctors. They see thousands of assholes.
Right. Yours is not special. Huh.
Yeah. Your asshole is not sexy to him. That's the last thing he's thinking about. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get a crooked asshole doctor and you pull up and that nigga's playing Luther Vandross's greatest hits and he got a wife beater on, and you get to his office and he's like, you smoke?
Here, relax.
Kick back, nigga. When I get that feeling, sexual healing. It's my pregame. Let me turn around. Let me see. Now, then you might have a problem. But I said, other than that, nigga, I'm really trying to educate brothers, right? Yeah. And I tell them the whole story. My prostate check, 30 seconds. My colonic, 30 minutes. Colonoscopy, an hour. Right. But I said, okay, so have you ever got a colonic?
All the above.
Okay, so you already know. A colonic is just like cleaning your asshole out. Yeah. I tell brothers like this, Ian, Dean, I say, any men that like cars, would you go 10 years and not get your oil change? Right. Would you go 15 years and not get a tune-up? Right. Okay, nigga, clean your asshole out by getting a colonic. You feel 10 pounds lighter. You see all the bullshit that's coming out of you, and you just feel better. Now, colonoscopy. That's the big boy. Okay. Yeah. That I was nervous. Why? Because nigga, it's anesthesia. Yeah. They gotta put you under.
Put under. Yeah.
I've never been put under in my life. Yeah. I was terrified. All they said is, nigga, here's a pillow. Lay down. Count to 10. By the time you get to 5, you're gonna be out of here, right? Yeah. So, you know, they put me on that Michael Jackson juice. You know, I call it the beat it juice. You know, the propofol. Put me on propofol. I had never did it before. I'm nervous, but I'm here. I gotta do this shit. I'm like, yeah, right. So you're telling me I count backwards and I'll be asleep in 5 minutes. Okay. Right. Yeah, we'll see that. 10, 9, this nigga. 8, 7, 6. Nigga, by 5, I was in Never Land. Right. Nigga,
and you don't realize
wrestling with bubbles, nigga. Like, I was completely out of there. Like, I could not believe that these niggas did this shit to me. All I know is when I woke up, 1 hour of sleep, it was literally the best sleep I've got in 20 fucking years. Let me tell you something, nigga. When I woke up, nigga, I had hazel eyes. Okay, I had a new jawline, nigga. Okay, my credit was cleared up, nigga. When I woke up, stupid. I was like, what the fuck? So now I see why Michael Jackson was on this shit every night. Yeah. Unfortunately, they went too long, too much with it. But now I know why they because it was the best sleep I've ever got. Yeah. I woke up, Dean, and they said I was crystal clean. My ass was clean as the board of hell. It was a great feeling. Only thing they found was a nickel and a piece of bubble gum that I swallowed when I was 6. But other than that, nigga, cleaner than the Board of Health.
He's stupid. But it is, yo, it's the best sleep. And what I did what's funny is you doze off. When you wake up, you wake up like, so y'all gonna do it? And they're like, it's done. You like, huh?
Right?
They're like, you've been asleep for an hour. You like, word?
And then they show you a video and they show you the pictures of the inside of your mask.
I'm like, I don't need to see all that, dude.
They showed me and I'm like, y'all
look like
really
chitlins.
did go up in me.
Right.
Because, you know, Dean, a lot of people don't realize your intestines is like the longest organ in your body. If they took your intestine out, it could go 35, 40 yards.
Yeah.
That camera goes through, it's basically a lifetime of you putting shit in your body.
Right.
You know what I mean? And brothers don't know. So the moral of the story is, any black men out there over 40 years old,
or approaching 40?
Or approaching 40, I call it the three-peat. Nigga, get the three-peat.
Yeah.
Prostate
Go
check,
do it. Yeah.
colonic, colonoscopy.
Say it again. Say it again for the people up top.
Prostate check, colonic,
yeah.
colonoscopy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, do that. We want y'all here. Stay healthy, and you want yourself here. Because you don't want to find out when it's too late, and then you're like, damn, I should have just gone ahead and did it.
Exactly. And it's something that obviously no man wants to do that, but you know, when you get older, you get wiser.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Dean, you from Brooklyn or the Bronx, I'm from South Central.
Yeah.
We got uncles and cousins that been eating pork chops, Hennessy, and smoking on Newports for the last 30 years of their lives. You can only imagine what their insides look like. Right.
I'll do you one better. I actually there's a my boy, rest in peace, Tyler, put me onto this stuff called oxy powder. Right. Oxy powder is an at home you take it, and the way Todd explained it to me when he first got it, he was like, Dean, it makes your ass take a piss, right? But
nigga, I know what you're talking about.
But it works. And I just started because I was like, you know what, I want to do a cleanse this week. So I just started last night. You take them. I'm actually, after we finish tonight, I'm going to drink like 2 or 3, because what happens is it helps, it oxidizes in your system, and it helps all the compact fecal matter in your system.
Exactly.
It flushes all that. So you see like old cheesesteak sandwiches that you ate in 1998.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Everything you done consumed that you shouldn't have been consuming, it all flushes out. And after about 3 or 4 days, your skin is glowing. Everybody on here, come back next week. Watch how, like, I'm already glowing, but watch how I'm be like illuminescent. It's gonna be amazing. Absolutely. But it also it clears your system, man, and everybody out there do it.
Like they say, man, you are what you eat. I'm not a health specialist or anything. I just try to be as healthy as possible. Not a vegan. I'm not that. I don't eat red meat or pork. I stopped red meat or pork like 10 years ago. But yeah, that's man, good. For all the people that you know just throw anything up in them, they need to really think about colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Get your prostate checked. And also get a colonic, because man.
The 3, get that 3-peat, and it's called, y'all can get it on Amazon. It's called Oxy, OXY, Oxy powder.
And you just put it in water?
No, so it comes in pill form, and you take anywhere. I'll do about 6 pills a night for maybe 5 to 7 days, and then you're good.
Now does it have you go into the bathroom every 2 minutes, or it's not like that?
No, and that's the other thing I like about it. It's not uncontrollable, right? So you take it at night because your body's digesting, and it gives it time to activate. And then in the morning, when you go to handle your business, but hold up. Now, what's funny is you're gonna go. This is the weirdest conversation, but we're mature adults here.
Of course.
So you're gonna go the first time, and then you're gonna go, maybe like it could happen 10 minutes later, it could happen 40 minutes later. You're gonna be like, and here's what's funny: you'll hear your stomach go,
Yep.
And then you're like, oh,
nigga. In other words, that's your stomach saying, nigga, cancel all your meetings.
Right. But it's not. But it's not. It's not uncontrollable.
Right.
Where like if you were out in public, you're gonna be able to hold it in. But you want to take it at night, so in the morning, if in an hour you might go like 4 or 5 times in an hour.
Oh,
and then
yeah. No, exactly. It's kind of like they say, like before you do your colonoscopy.
Yeah, that big.
Exactly.
That big nasty liquid.
Whatever that shit is, but it's kind of like you just know that you might want to keep your day free. It's not the day you want to have to really.
Nah, no, so you don't say, hey, you know what, I gotta run a couple of errands, so I'm gonna be in the city. No, you're gonna be. It's similar to X-Lax, but
it's a laxative, but on steroids.
Yeah. Shout out to Renell and Ingrid. That's my family right there.
Somebody said prune juice. That's the old school.
That's old school, prune juice.
Great grandma will take you some prune juice. I mean, I'm pretty sure that still works. Juice. Right. There's things for that now, like you said.
Right. You know, because I don't want to keep you too long, but someone asked about like just go through a couple of like Tatalicious. Like how did that come about?
Man, Tatalicious. When I tell you, I had no clue on the planet that was going to become famous. If you remember, there's one video that made that and made me famous. And that just happened to be the video of the year that year. I believe it was 99 maybe. And it was Nore's Nothing.
Right.
Oh boy, I came to party. Your girl looking at me. That was Pharrell's first major hit. And it was with Nore.
Right.
Me and Mike Epps were in the video.
You and Epps, I remember you and Epps were in that video.
Tatalicious, nigga, was a stripper that I met in Chicago. And her name was Tatalicious.
Oh, she was French.
Yep.
She was French, Tatalicious.
Nigga, when she told me, I think she told me her name while she was giving me a lap dance or something. And nigga, I laughed my ass off. I mean, like, I laughed because it was the most creative stripper name I'd ever heard.
Right,
it was so ratchet. It was so ghetto. And she's like, while she's giving me a lap dance, looking back like, you gonna use my shit in one of your jokes, huh? I was like, goddamn right. Long story short, man, when I did that video, I wasn't calling myself Tatalicious. I was trying to get in the club. Right. And the security, the bouncer wouldn't let me in. I was bullshit. This is my family. And yo, it's your boy, let me in. I was like, oh shit, there go my baby mama. Tatalicious. Nigga. When I tell you, it's stuck. Do you know that's how I met Michael Jordan?
Are you serious? That's crazy.
I am dead to my heart serious. I met Michael Jordan in a club in Chicago in 2001. It was Antoine. You know who Antoine Walker is? Basketball player. Yeah. Played with Paul Pierce, all the Chicago, but the Celtics all those years. A good friend of mine, and he always had his celebrity weekends. Okay. From Chicago. He was a child. He was a kid in Chicago that came up under Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan was in his prime, when they were the three-peat Bulls. Right. Antoine was the best high school player in Chicago them years. So he took a liking to him. Long story short, Antoine's a pro now. He does like all the professional basketball players. Summertime, they got their celebrity weekend. When I tell you, Antoine Walker, shout out to Antoine, shut Chicago down. Nigga, Michael Jordan was at his party in VIP. And nigga, Antoine goes, yo, you ever met MJ? And I was like, no, nigga, like I would love to meet him. He's like, man, there you go right there. Nigga was in VIP, surrounded by a bunch of chicks. Nigga had a bottle that was bigger than me. I go up to him. I'm like, Antoine goes, Mike, this is my boy Alex Thomas, funny ass comedian. And nigga, the first thing that came out of Michael Jordan's mouth was, Tata Lalicious. Tata Lalicious. Dean, when I tell you a small tear came out my eye.
You got the Denzel tear?
Nigga, a small tear came out my eye. I'm an LA dude. You know, my savior was Magic Johnson.
Magic, yeah.
That was all, but nigga, come on, that's Michael Jordan.
It's Jordan.
I never knew one day I'm gonna meet this nigga, and the last thing I thought was the nigga was gonna know me as Tata Lalicious. That let me know how big that video was.
Yeah, yeah.
And how I couldn't go anywhere in America without somebody saying Tata Lalicious. Tata Lalicious. Like, nigga, it damn near became my name.
Yeah, but it also became currency, right? Because that meant if everybody knew you, that means you were going to get booked. You know?
Brother, let me explain something. I don't know if you know this or not, but you brought up Soul Train. I told you how from 15, 20, 21, I was in everybody's rap videos. I was like the first male video hoe. I was a male video vixen, nigga. When I tell you I was in everybody's videos back in the day, I used to just love to turn on Rap City.
Right, just to see you.
Oh, what video I'm gonna be in this week? Like literally,
right.
It became another one of my comedy hustles. And you know what the hustle was? The hustle was this. The same way they see that video 15 times a day on MTV, on Yo MTV Raps, and then on BET, they're gonna see Alex Thomas. Right. That was me piggybacking off of hip hop.
Right.
Like, I hadn't done a whole lot of movies at that time. I didn't have a big, huge comedy name, but they knew the funny dude from all them videos. Right. That helped sell tickets. That helped when I would go to these cities and they were like, oh shit, there go Tata Lalicious, that's the nigga in all the videos. Right. It just ran hand in hand. Whether I was doing skits and sketches on the albums, I always knew, you know, hip hop. When I look back, I had a lot to do with this culture, man.
Well, you aside from Eddie, you used to wear the black gloves, which you know, I was like that's one thing that's made you stand out. I was like, who this dude in the because you had a hockey jersey with an A with a at sign, and I was like, yo, that's clever branding. Before I knew what branding was. So now, only because you brought it up, you actually said what I wanted people to say. I knew as a stand-up comic, first of all, Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor were my favorites of all time. Yeah. But Raw was one of my favorite specials of all time. Right. What did Eddie Murphy wear in Raw? Yeah, he did the gloves with the ring on the outside.
So, with that being said, I knew as a brand new stand-up comic, they weren't gonna know my name. I don't have any type of credits, but they will remember the dude with the black gloves. So anybody that remembers the black gloves, that means you knew me at the beginning of my career, because I never went on stage without him. Nigga, I could do a church picnic. I had the black gloves on, and that was just kind of my thing in the beginning. Every Def Comedy Jam, Apollo, anything, I had the black gloves on. So that was kind of like my little signature thing in the beginning of my career. And and to talk about AT, the act, way before the internet, brother. Yeah. Way before Facebook, Instagram, and anything else. Act, I figured that out in '99. The ampersand. That's my initials. Right. Act. Right. AT. Right. Alex Thomas.
Boom. Yeah.
And then I got the iced out chain made in '99.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was literally the icing on the cake. People would come up to me, and so when people started finding out about the internet, they'd be like, "At what?" At what? I'd be like, "No, Alex Thomas." They'd be like, "Okay, Alex Thomas. What are those two initials?" They'd be like, "AT." They'd be like,
Yeah, that's
okay. That's some cold shit right there.
Yeah, that was.
It's like you said with the marketing. So I knew that a long time ago, man.
Yeah. What? Because people want to know. Give us a couple of the old videos you were in. Like, in the Soul Train days, because people want to go find, you know, people love doing like a deep like search. So give me
But no,
3 to 5 joints that.
Let me just give one that was so funny when Straight Outta Compton came out. And I'm looking at the movie. You've seen it a billion times, right?
Of course, yeah.
We Want Easy. Dun,
I remember that video.
Dun, dun, dun. We want easy. I wanna fuck you easy. I wanna fuck you too.
Yeah. I remember that video.
I'm the only nigga in that video.
Cube was in the audience. He was like, "Yo, where you from? Compton. All right, yeah."
Exactly. And almost in that part, you'd have to look quick. But in a ocean full of Jerry curls, I was the only nigga with a flat top, a high top fade, nigga. Like, remember I told you I was from South Central, but I was never Jerry curls and all that.
Right.
And that's why Dr. Dre, Easy, Ice Cube, that's why they all respected me. They knew where I was from. They knew South Central. Right. They knew the gangs I was from. They knew who my family was and all that.
Right.
Like, nobody ever messed with me because I just wasn't, I never got into gangs.
Right.
I was just silly and a dancer, nigga. That's all it was. You know what I mean?
And they probably also respected that you did your own, you know, if in a sea of Jerry curls, you're the only cat with a flat top, there's respect because they're like, oh, he's doing his own thing and he's comfortable in his own skin. Exactly. You know, and entertainers especially appreciate somebody that marches to the beat of a different drummer. And
then you can imagine growing up in South Central LA and you got a flat top and you're not dressing like them. What I used to get is you trying to be like them East Coast niggas.
Oh, dig it.
You think you EPMD, you think you Kwame. but the women loved it, nigga.
Right, I'm sure.
I never had a problem in that department.
You wear your Dickies, I'm gonna wear these polka dots.
Thank you. You can be a Crip in the blood, nigga. I'm gonna be Scoob and Scrap, nigga. That's what I'm gonna be. Like, for real. That's what it was. You know what I mean? Hey, you know, a lot of people didn't know that was me on the 50 Cent album.
Oh, on the interlude. Oh, yeah. I totally, until you just said that.
Biggest to this day, biggest selling rap album in hip hop history. 14 million albums sold. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
This gangster nigga. On the front of his cover is gunshots, nigga.
Right.
There's only one funny sketch on the entire album. Back Down. Number 10. The song that basically helped end Ja Rule's career.
Yeah, poor fella.
Big things come in small packages. Holla. I'm a 12-degree pink belt. I will slice and dice his ass. Nigga, when I tell you, when Ja Rule found out that was me, he hated my guts. That nigga was after me. Like, this is just stuff I mean when I say I was different little things that I did in hip hop that I didn't realize was gonna get so big.
Right.
You know, and that was just Dr. Drake saying, yo, man.
I was gonna say relationships again.
Hey, man, 1 week after we got off the Up and Smoke tour, he's just like, yo, man, I need you to come in here and do this sketch for me. I was like, all right. He's like, who is it? It's a new rapper. You don't know him, but nigga, he got some crazy shit. I was like, all right, cool. What's his name? He's like, his name is 50 Cent. I was like, okay, whoever that is. No clue. You know, he just said, nigga, come in. I'm going to play you this little clip, and I want to see if you can fuck with it. We'll see if you can do some shit with it. Nigga, I get to the studio. It was Ice Cube. It was Eminem, and they were in there. And he plays this little tape for me, and it was only 15 seconds. And it was some dude that called Hot 97 that claimed he was Ja Rule's boyfriend.
Oh wow, okay.
And it was a real, like, somebody said something like, "Y'all need to leave Jeffrey Atkins alone. That's my boo. Leave him alone." And Dre looked at me like, "Can you fuck with it? You fucking with it?" I was like, "Okay, nigga, like, what you want me to do?" He's like, "Man, flip that shit, nigga. Like, be that nigga, but add that shit to it and da-da-da-da." Nigga, I went in the booth. He goes, how much you want? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Give me like 5,000. He's like, nigga, I'll give you 10. Because
Yeah, you know what's funny? The whole time you're telling that story, I'm saying, so did Alex get like royalty off of the 14 million? But then I was like, no, this is rap. So it was a buyout.
I look back, Dean, and I go, I just bought my first house 1 week after we got off the Up and Smoke tour.
Okay.
Thanks to Dr. Dre. I had made more money in 4 months than I'd ever made in my life. Thanks to Dr. Dre.
Right.
1 week after we get off the tour, he calls me for the 50 Cent album and says he's going to give me $10,000 just to go in there and joke for 30 seconds.
Right.
Nigga. I was like, where is the mic, nigga?
Right.
So one reason I love Dre so much, man, I said 5. He gave me 10 and bought me a brand new pool table. Like a $8,000 pool table to put in my brand new house.
Boom.
So I always tell people, one reason why I love that nigga, the same way he looked out for a lot of rappers over the years, I was like his favorite comedian. That's why he put me in movies, and we just have such a crazy history. You know what I mean? He just looked out for me. And nigga, I didn't know that Get Rich or Die Trying was gonna end up being one of the biggest rap albums ever.
Who knew?
I was like,
who knew? You're like 50 Cent. What kind of name is that? Beat a dollar.
Yeah, exactly. I had no idea, and the rest was fucking history.
You like, why that dude sound sleepy? I don't feel like listening to this rapper. This dude need to wake up and son.
Exactly, man. So again, all this comes back down to relationships.
Relationships,
hey,
man.
I'm gonna tell you another video I was in that will fuck you up.
Yeah.
One of Kanye's biggest videos ever.
Yeah, go ahead.
First album.
What? Hold on. Not the workout.
Kanye's workout plan.
Kanye's workout. What? I must have seen you in that because
nigga, it was one of the biggest. We won an American Music Award.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't know if that just popped in my mind. I'm like, yeah.
It was Anna Nicole Smith, rest in peace,
and
me, and my character's name was Aloysius Simmons.
Okay, I do remember.
I was like a buff, black, gay Richard Simmons.
Okay.
And and I wrote the video. It was the first rap video
that's dope.
I ever wrote. Kanye had heard that I wrote, and I was friends with everybody around him because around that time, just prior to that, I always had a big following in Chicago.
Okay.
And his whole street team and all his boys, Don C, John Monopoly, all those dudes were like, they were big fans and they were friends.
Right.
And when they found out I was a writer and I'm funny, it was right after Jesus Walks. Next thing I know, Kanye calls me. I'm like, how did this? John gave him my number, and he was like, hey, fam, like, you funny as fuck. Always loved your work. I got this brand new song, and I want it to be a funny video. That's why I'm calling. I can send you what the lyrics are because I didn't know what the song. I just knew Jesus Walks because he knew, and that motherfucker was Jesus Walks. I'm like, this motherfucker is crazy. So I didn't have the album yet or nothing.
Right.
He sent me the song, workout plan. He's like, man, see if you could come up with some funny shit. So all the shit you see in Kanye's workout plan.
That's dope.
Ended up being a huge record, and how about this? Not only was it number one, a week or two after the video dropped, they asked him to perform at the American Music Awards.
Okay.
Live. And who do you think was up there? Dancing again, but as Aloysius Simmons.
Came full circle.
It came full circle, but I was Aloysius Simmons, and since I wrote the video, we kind of came up with a little routine and all that kind of shit. So that's how I was friends with Kanye. That's how we got close, and he won the American Music Award. And rest in peace, Donda, his mom. And I was just friends with the family, man.
Right. Yeah. No, man. That's son. You got stories. We can sit here for hours.
4 more hours, nigga.
Yeah, because the stories are, which means that means we just got to do it again. That's all. That just means we got to do it again.
I want you to come on my show, man. I need you on the Funny Don't Stop show.
Yeah. What? Oh, you do it on Tuesdays?
Every single Tuesday. We do it 3:30 to 4. I mean, 3 o'clock to 4:30. So 3:30. I'm sorry, 6 o'clock your time on the East Coast. 3 o'clock our time. So
yeah, let me whenever. Just let me know whenever. I think I'm doing Dominique's thing next Tuesday, but whenever.
I got Rodney Perry tomorrow because tomorrow's election day. I'll just hit you, and you let me know what Tuesday. It's like a Zoom.
Boom.
Send you the link, and we just chop it up. We talk about a bunch of funny ass topics. Like I say, we find the funny and everything. We're about to go on 100 episodes in a few weeks. So I'm real proud of that.
Congrats.
You know, I never thought I would end up getting in the podcast game, but it's what we do. We talk shit for a living and have fun.
This is what we do. Yeah, man. This is what we do. I appreciate you coming on for the Futhamuckin Protocol this week, man. Again, thank your wife for correcting our error.
Thank you so much.
We made it work. You know, everything happens in its time. Yeah.
And you know, my time is precious now because I got a 2-year-old son.
Yeah.
I got a 5-year-old daughter, and my son is 3 months old. So I'm in the height of being a daddy, changing diapers, try to do this too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the Halloween pictures were beautiful, man. I sent you a message and said that made me smile because
that's all my wife. I can't take the credit for that. That is all my wife and my amazing mother-in-law. They are the dress-up queens. And whenever it comes down to costumes, they're like, Nick, I felt like I was in 4th grade. I woke up and my outfit was laid out on the bed.
That's dope.
Speaking of children, before I go, I want all your people to watch my animated series. It's the number one animated series on Netflix right now. It's called Motown Magic.
Okay.
It's the whole history of Motown. Smokey Robinson's executive producer. I'm one of the stars of the show. My name is Jimmy Mack. I'm a red 1965 Cadillac. And it's number one in America right now between
congratulations, bro.
Thank you. It's number one with between 1 and 10-year-olds, African Americans. So if you got nieces, nephews, friends that got kids.
I like cartoons, so I'm watching. Shoot, I don't need no nephews and nieces. I'm a kid at heart, dude. Dean, I'm still a Toys R Us kid. So
Dean, the animation is crazy. So kids get sucked in. But it's so educational. My kids are 2 and 5, man. They know every single Stevie Wonder, Temptations, Jackson 5. They know every song. And this was 50 years before they were born.
Right. And that's something that shows how timeless the music is.
Yeah. And plus they know Daddy. Daddy's in every episode.
Hey, that makes it even better.
Yeah, I'm the red 1965 cat. I was like the Uber of Detroit in the 70s.
And you beat me to the punch because I was going to ask if you had anything else you wanted to promote. So Motown Magic streaming number one on Netflix right now for children, and it does because children guide the household, and we watch whatever they watch. So AT Alex Thomas, much love, brother. I appreciate you coming on here. Like I said, let me know whenever you want. We'll coordinate. Maybe in like 2 weeks, I can probably do your Tuesday joint.
Okay.
And everybody else, hey, next week, Twinkie Bird, major casting directors, cast everything from Jumping the Broom to Notorious and the Clark Sisters. We have her next Monday night on the Futhamuckin Protocol. It's your man Dean Edwards. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
Right,
shout out to my man AT.
Thanks.
And we'll see y'all. Yes, sir. All love, fam.
All right,
much love to you. All right, B. Peace.
Stay up, brother. All
right. You too. Take care, fam. Hey, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. And you got a big head, little face. That's funny. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us on the Futhamuckin Protocol this week. And we'll see you next week, Monday night, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Twinkie Bird. The following week, we got my man DC Benny, and the week after that, my brother Dion Cole is going to be on with us. So all love. If you didn't follow or you didn't follow me before, follow me now, and we'll keep hitting y'all with these great episodes. All right, 2 fingers, amazing. Thanks to all the regulars that come through every week too. All right, peace.